going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dead on Dave, and here we are for your SmackDown review, the Copious SmackDown review. And as you know, we didn't do it live. Haven't been feeling great. Quick little, for those of you who are not regulars of the channel, I live in Germany. I'm medically retired. I got hurt while I was in the Army. It's not always easy for me to stay up all night. Blah, 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 blah. So sometimes I have to delay my reviews a little bit, and sometimes I go live very early. But today I decided just to do a nice, easy little recorded SmackDown Live Copious review. And here's the reason why. You see, since the brand split, things have been pretty damn negative. I mean, we've had a couple of decent shows from both Raw and SmackDown combined. But overall, I mean, things have been pretty lackluster with problems production-wise for SmackDown and just not enough depth. And then just the sheer lunacy at times of Monday Night Raw. It's been hard to get excited for things. It's been hard to have a really decent show. Like, we haven't really had a show since the first weeks of the brand split that felt like an entire cohesive show working together, telling one continuous story while building storylines and making divisions or individual matchups, rivalries feel important. I think they accomplished that tonight on SmackDown Live. I think we saw a turning point potentially for SmackDown Live, which I feel has not been good. A lot of people have liked SmackDown for the most part. I haven't been one of them. I've really had an issue with SmackDown, mostly from a production standpoint and just really not doing enough in-ring performing for what was supposed to be the wrestling show. Tonight, I saw a change in that. Not necessarily in the angles. The wrestling angles are still just atrociously bad. But overall, the show was just solid. There was no lag. Everything seemed to make sense. Everything had a purpose and a reason, except for very few things. And we're going to get into all of it right now because I'm really, really happy with the show overall. Because for the first time, I care about a lot of the things going into SummerSlam. Look, was it your prototypical go-home show? No, but I don't think they exist anymore. It's been a long time since we've had a show that we're like, this is a go-home show for a pay-per-view. Things just aren't the way they used to be. With the network not being pay-per-view, the network now has to have all the big moments for itself. Yeah, that's going to piss you off if you're a regular TV viewing wrestling fan. But at the same time, it does kind of make the network and their events feel a little bit more special. Do they always deliver? No, of course not. Nothing does. You know, we have this tendency as wrestling fans to believe that everything that happens needs to be special, needs to be impactful, needs to change our lives as wrestling fans. Well, that's never happened. It's never happened. It's a fallacy. It's a dream. It's a farce. It's a sham. But that's okay. Because as wrestling fans, we are dreamers. We are the ones who suspend our disbelief on a nightly basis, so that's all right. Let's get into SmackDown, man. It opened up, I thought, really interestingly with Randy Orton and Shane and all them, doing the contract signing. Heath Slater once again interrupting, which I don't have a problem with. I've kind of not liked the no payoff with Heath Slater to this point, but now we're starting to see things build a little bit better with Slater. Slater has now on consecutive nights had matches with Brock Lesnar and now Randy Orton. Now you can look at it and go, okay, well, this is just a way for, to showcase Randy and Brock. And you wouldn't be wrong in thinking that, but Heath has obviously getting a lot of attention from this stuff. And bottom line is the guy's funny. The guy's funny. He can be a little over the top. And when he does that super over the top shit, it gets a little much, but overall, the guy's funny. He's fairly talented in the ring, and it's good to see him having opportunities with guys like Lesnar and Orton, regardless of what the motivations are. And so him having a match with Randy tonight, I thought was a cool little thing. Randy eating the apple for some reason, that gave him an idea. The punctuated people are going to be like, oh, that's a guaranteed sign that Carlito's coming back. He bit into an apple. Maybe. But I thought it was an interesting way to start the show. I definitely didn't mind it. I'd rather see that than a recap any day of the week. So, definitely not a bad situation. I didn't like the actual opening of SmackDown, though. I got to be honest. Oh, well, I didn't like portions of it. And it's mainly the same issue that has happened. Miz TV, I hate Miz TV. I'm just not a fan. It's just a really crappy way to justify Miz being Intercontinental Champ. I don't know. I feel like the Miz is going to be the Miz and do Miz TV with or without the Intercontinental Championship. Why keep the belt on him at this point? Makes no sense to me. But not my company. What am I going to do? So we have an in-ring segment with Dolph Ziggler and Ambrose, which has been very lacking to me. And it's mainly because of Dolph Ziggler. Once again, I thought Ambrose killed the promo. I thought he did a fantastic job. But then Ziggler basically goes ahead and mimics a lot of the same things that Ambrose does, but he does it while screaming. Like, screaming is his only move. He doesn't have a bag of tricks like Ambrose. Ambrose takes things up, brings it back down. He uses his words, his voice, his hand gestures, everything about the little tick on the microphone that he does. So many things to deliver a good promo. All Dolph Ziggler can do is stand there and scream and then, do his best Shawn Michaels impersonation that he can, and then kick Ambrose, I should say, right in the face. And that's all Ziggler has, and it's just not up to snuff for me. And I like Dolph Ziggler. I do, but I don't like when he is just being a cheap carbon copy of Shawn Michaels. You're never going to get anywhere like that. You can't be Shawn Michaels. Nobody can be Shawn Michaels. He's Shawn Michaels. He's the greatest who's ever done this shit. You can't be Shawn Michaels. So stop trying. Develop something of your own. Because this doesn't work. I will say this, though. They have put a lot of work in trying to get this match to matter. And I think that it does matter a little bit. Is it going to steal the show at SummerSlam? I doubt it. Are a lot of people going to be talking about it? I doubt it. And in fact, I think that this match is really just going to be used to highlight somebody else. I see somebody getting involved towards the end of this match. I don't know if it's going to be Bray Wyatt. I don't know who it's going to be. But mark my words, sometime in this match, there will be a shenanigans-esque pivot to somebody else. Not sure who, but somebody else will be pivoted into this situation by the end of SummerSlam, because it's got to come to an end. After that, we got the tag team division being highlighted, which usually I'm not for 12-man tag team matches and stuff like that. But I don't know. Seeing the Usos in there added to the stable of like 5 teams that were already there, I don't know. I kind of liked, not the Usos, because I don't like the Usos, but what the Usos bring to the table. The Usos have a pedigree. The Usos are the Usos. They are multi-time tag team champion. So it does kind of bring a little bit of extra rounded outedness to the division. So with these 6 teams, regardless of what the match showed, these 6 teams highlighted by, of course, American Alpha, you have a division now. I think there's a division, something to work with, and you're going to be able to add to that from NXT with some of the tag teams that are developing down there, whether it be TM61 or the Revival, Authors of Pain, Ciampa and Gargano. There are plenty of people that can actually make this a division now, and I like that, because we hadn't really gotten that impression that there was going to be an actual real division. Like, yeah, okay, they were going to create belts, but now I'm starting to see the makings of a division in the tag team. I like that. I actually really did enjoy it. American Alpha, of course, once again gets the victory, which is fine. They need to be the first tag team champions for SmackDown, and a very long-running tag team championship, I would assume. So after that, we got Naomi and Eva Marie. Eva Marie and Naomi. Naomi has been repackaged yet again, and I think this is her best repackaging so far. She's doing a techno dance gimmick, which is who she is, from what we understand. She's a former dancer for, I think they said the Miami Heat or Miami Dolphins, something like that. The fact is, she's the dancer. This is what she does, and I like that they're kind of embracing this a little bit, remixing her music, letting her, what started with her glowing shoes, overtake her entire personality, coming out to a techno theme. I don't know if she was handing out drugs. out of her backpack? Maybe. It's techno, lets everybody get on ecstasy. No, it was just lights and everything, which was great. I really did enjoy it. I don't know why I necessarily enjoyed it, but I did. I like Naomi. I think she's unbelievably athletic. She's still green, though, in a lot of ways, and maybe her time away, she's kind of cleaned some stuff up. She's going to need to, because there's a woman who does Naomi better than Naomi does Naomi, and her name's Athena. So, and she's coming, folks. She's coming, and people are going to be like, Naomi who? And if Naomi's smart, she knows this. And she's like, I got to step my game up. So I like this new direction with her. Eva Marie, shockingly, does not have a match. She's stuck in traffic this time, but oh, fucking well, who cares? Seeing Naomi being brought back into the division is actually enough for me to make the segment passable, because, again, it's about divisions. It's about divisions, and we're seeing a division be born here with Carmella, with Alexa Bliss, with Eva Marie even, who is doing a fantastic job in doing nothing, doing a fantastic job of making herself important. You got her, Natalya, Becky Lynch. Now, I mean, this is starting to flush out. And then, again, being able to be added to by NXT, whether it be Bayley, whether it be Asuka, whether it be anybody else who they're going to bring in, Athena at some point. They have a division on both brands that seem to be sustainable. So this is kind of cool. I'm actually digging that direction of it. So good stuff there. AJ Styles in the back with friggin' Alberto Del Rio. I loved AJ tonight. Everything AJ did was gold. He really killed it. I like that he was trying to pump up Alberto Del Rio and then takes a shot at him at the end. I really enjoyed that, making reference to how Del Rio's not even on the card. I like that. It feels a little bit more real. So that was really cool. Love AJ Styles. What can I say? Randy Orton and Heath Slater doing their thing. Randy gets disqualified while beating the shit out of Heath Slater, which means Heath is a member of the SmackDown roster. Wait, no, maybe not. After Slater gets absolutely destroyed by Orton in a vintage Orton display, really, even going as far as doing Suplex City, which you can really see how good Brock Lesnar is at German suplexes when you watch Randy Orton do German suplexes to the same guy that Brock did him to the night before. Night and day, folks. Night and day. But I did enjoy it. I liked what Randy was doing. He looked intense. He looked focused. Is Randy an actual threat to beat Brock? Not clean, but with this whole Goldberg situation, and Goldberg possibly showing up at SummerSlam now for a Brock Lesnar rematch. Oh, my God. Yes, because that's what you want to do. Something that didn't work when they were in their prime. Let's do it now when one's 50 and one's 40. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. It didn't work with Austin in the mix last time, and both of them in their prime. Yeah, they were on the way out. They didn't give a fuck. That tells you about who they are. Maybe they'll give a fuck this time. They're still a combined age of 90. And there'll be no Austin this time, more than likely. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. But regardless of that, I don't see Randy Orton going over Lesnar, but he's convincing me, though. He's convincing me there's a chance, the way that he's been acting lately. I've really enjoyed Randy Orton more than I have in years, I got to be honest. After the beatdown, Slater calls Daniel Bryan McFoley. He calls Shane Stephanie, and he was about to sign the contract, and then Shane dickishly takes it away. Now, Heath Slater, he won the match. So I didn't actually like that. I thought that was kind of dickish. But it's part of the whole thing, so it is what it is. And hopefully Heath will find a soft landing spot somewhere. Poor Heath. I have a feeling he's just going to end up in NXT. I just have a feeling he's going to end up in NXT. Dean Ambrose and Eric Rowan in a pretty much snoozer of a match. Not because of Dean Ambrose, but mainly Eric Rowan. What are you going to do? It's Eric Rowan. He gets beaten, dropped by Dirty Deeds. And then afterwards, Mr. Bray Wyatt puts the sheet mask on the chair and walks away. Is this the end of the Wyatt family? Is this the final ending blow? Probably, and it doesn't matter because Eric Rowan's Eric Rowan. I like Eric Rowan, but not on his own. I want to see him and Harper back together as an actual forceful tag team, but we'll see if that does actually happen. We'll see. Not sure. To finish out my women's division hoopla. We got Carmella and Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss and Natalya. The match was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. They were all showcasing, and then out comes Eva Marie, who gets chased to the ring by Naomi. And I was impressed that Eva Marie didn't fall down or look terribly unathletic while running. Any positives I see from an athletic side of Eva Marie, I'm happy with at this point. It's like, okay, do something positive. And she is. So I was happy about that. This allows Carmella and Becky to get the victory when Becky made Natalya tap to the disarmer. So good stuff there. Once again, seeing all 6 women. It's a division. 6 competitors is a division, especially when you could do 1 or 2 main storylines and one being for a title when they do introduce a title to the women's division on SmackDown. So good stuff there. Once again, making the division matter a little bit. So good stuff. And now we found out that it will be Becky, Carmella, and Naomi versus Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and Eva Marie at SummerSlam. Hopefully on the pre-show, but I doubt it. We'll see. I kind of like that. We got a backstage a segment with Baron Corbin beating the shit out of Kalisto. Yet again, holding his face to the wall, telling him he does what he wants, when he wants, and all of that. I love this. Look, when you can highlight a guy like Baron Corbin without having him do squash matches, which is what killed him in NXT, it's not a bad thing. So I'm digging what they're doing with Corbin at the moment. Do I want to see him a little bit more visibly? Yes, I do. But it is what it is there. I enjoyed it. I did. After that, it was John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio in the main event. AJ Styles on commentary, and I think he killed it. I think he did a really good job being very flippant, being very just AJ Styles heelish, and it's just wonderful. Arrogance and everything that he does. The match with John Cena and Alberto Del Rio was a match between Alberto Del Rio and John Cena, something we've seen a million times. Not necessarily bad, but nothing groundbreaking or anything. But I think AJ's presence did add a little bit to it. Eventually, John Cena does get the victory with, I gotta admit, kind of a weak-ass AA, but it is what it is. John is kind of looking like he's just getting through matches at this point. Then AJ comes in and attacks him after the bell, hits him with a flying forearm, phenomenal forearm, I should say, and cuts a fantastic promo over the fallen John Cena. Then he comes back into the ring as he was leaving, comes back in and goes for the Styles Clash. Of course, John Cena pops up and hits him with an AA, then hits him with another AA through the table. Now, a lot of people are like, well, that's just John Cena being John Cena. Look at this. He's just Superman and all this stuff. There's no way he should have been able to get up. You're 100% right about that. But why am I okay with it? Because it means he's definitely losing at SummerSlam. Because him going over like that on the Go Home show means he's losing at SummerSlam. If there was any doubts up until this point, that erased all doubt in my mind. I was a little bit worried with AJ standing over John. I was like, oh, if the credits roll, he's done at SummerSlam. And then John does John things, jumps up, Superman's his way out, and does the AA from off the table and all that stuff, which I really did. It was cool. It was a nice explosive way to end the show, which we didn't have on Raw. We didn't have any explosiveness on Raw. We did on SmackDown. I feel the show actually ended on a very high note. So I like that. I also missed something earlier in this review I forgot about, because they did during a commercial. The Miz. The most important thing The Miz has done with his Intercontinental Championship happened during a commercial. Apollo Crews comes out because Miz was mispronouncing his name, calling him Apollo Creed. Apollo then hits him with that spinning power bomb. Really, really nice stuff. I hope Apollo Crews becomes the Intercontinental Champion, and they really do put a rocket up this kid's ass, because he can be something. He can be something. They need to keep working out his kinks, but he can be something. And honestly, him and Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental Championship should be what's on tap next, with any luck. So there you go. There's my review. And you know what we do here? We get into the standards. We have a Dead on Dave standards here for reviews. Let's jump right into it with the audio, the commentary. I actually did not have a problem with the commentary tonight. It almost felt like JBL wasn't there. Coming off their worst performance last week, I felt it was so bad. It could not really be any worse. It was only going to go up. I thought Morrow finally took the reins tonight. David Otunga kind of filled the slot that they need him to fill. So I thought they did a really decent job. I thought it was a solid commentary job, so I'm going to give it a 7. I thought commentary was good tonight. I don't think it was bad by any stretch of the imagination. So we're going to go with a 7 on commentary. Production, look, the angles automatically lower the show for me because I can't enjoy the wrestling as much as I normally would because of that low-centered camera angle. I hate it. It's nausea-inducing. I hate it. I really do. It drives me up a freaking wall. So I can't give it a regular WWE production score that, is 8, 9. So for me, I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to give production a 6 tonight. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to go a little bit higher because as bad as the production was as far as the angles for the matches, I felt, 6.25. 6.5. 6.5. Oh, I was fighting that one. I wasn't sure where to go. 6.5. We're going to give it 6.5. Promos and vignettes. I thought this was a strong suit tonight. I thought it was actually a really, really strong suit tonight from SmackDown. I thought they did a really good job with the vignettes and promos, from little things with Baron Corbin to bigger things with Dean Ambrose. I thought that they really did a good job overall with everything that they did. They showed that Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar promo again, which I'll watch every day of the week. I really thought it was good. So I'm gonna give it a pretty strong 7.5 for promos and vignettes. I thought it was very good. 7.5 there. And then wrestling. Wrestling, I feel, was one of the strengths of the show tonight, which is not something I'm used to saying with SmackDown. Even though I can't enjoy it as much because of those awful, awful camera angles, I don't think the wrestling was bad tonight. I think they did a good job of highlighting some feuds with some good in-ring action. The main event was solid, if not a little bit boring and repetitive. We've seen it a million times, but still not bad at all. So I'm going to give wrestling a solid 7 tonight. A solid 7 tonight, and I think I see where this rating is going. It gives us a 28 divided by 4, because that's how averages work, of course, is a 7. It's a solid 7 tonight, folks. I thought SmackDown was a very, very solid 7. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was a good show. There was nothing really inherently wrong with it. Now, if you want to grade it a little bit more harshly because of the fact that it's a go-home show, well, then go ahead. But that's not what I do, because we do things scientifically. And going by those 4 criteria, I think you get a pretty damn solid show. The best SmackDown, I would say, maybe even the best SmackDown or Raw since that first Raw after the brand split, which was so epic. Everything has gone downhill since then. Tonight, SmackDown, I saw things pointing in the right direction. I saw things going in the way that we want to see them go after SummerSlam. So I'm very excited about that. And I think that the trajectory of SmackDown is definitely going up at this point. So that's my opinion. I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of SmackDown? Hit me up in the comment section below, or of course on Twitter at DeadOnDaveV. Love to hear from you guys. So thank you very much for joining me right here on Dead on Dave Productions for your copious review of SmackDown Live. We will have more coverage throughout the week. I really have not been feeling great, and I do apologize for that. I'm trying to make sure that I can cover everything this weekend with SummerSlam and NXT. So if I have to pull back a little bit throughout this week, then so be it, because with 2 prediction shows and 2 reviews, and then you throw in there actually having to watch all the events, it's a lot of work to put into it. And physically, I just have not been solid lately. So I appreciate your understanding. I appreciate everybody who's supportive of the channel and the show. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. We'll see you next time. Keep it copious, folks. Peace.